Hi, welcome back to the Creative Return. Here we are again in my dining room. Whew. And you are seeing me after a pretty wild night of dreaming, feeling, feeling the, whew, there's no words for what I'm feeling. So many different things, so many moments of sorting, um, and all the shadowy bits and reorienting to the space and time that we are in. For me today, it's the 10th of February, 2026. What day and time is it for you when you are watching this? Take a breath, presence this day for yourself as we call back ourselves into presence with breath into the here and now, because that is all we have got this moment. That's it. Beyond this, I don't know much. So this moment calls me to hold steady, acknowledge all that is, accept it for what it is. And with that, change is inevitable. And if we can stay in that solid moment of, or that the idea of integrity, what does that mean for you? How can we hold the alignment and embody our truth? What is our part to play? What is the thread we're holding so we can weave it in with the rest of this tapestry life is trying to form? I am so deep in it this morning. So you are finding me here. I'm about to go into more of a painting process. I start my mornings with quiet listening, meditation, prayer, and painting and writing. I spend about an hour, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on what the day holds, because I do need to get kids up, get breakfast done, get the day going. There's a lot going on in our community as the seasons are changing and the atmosphere is calling our attention to recognize that we are all healing all of it. None of us are separate from the other. And then as I picked up this pack of cards that I've had with me for more than 2 decades. It was gifted to me from Diederik Nodia, one of my teachers and friends. I had to sort them out and like reorient them because I've been used a lot. And I'm going to pull a card for us from here. And as you land here with me, in order to really play creatively as a human and being here, I say, this is the creative return where being human is the art. It's not about creating anything necessarily that is known in our world as art, which painting, music, books. Yes, to all of that, because that's what I'm into. I find, though, that when I remember my mom, who I'm missing terribly today, you're finding me in a beautiful grief spiral. She was such a human who knew that life, living was the art. And so I show up here with her guidance and the great angelic form of my grandmother, great grandmother Anna, who is an angel in my life. And I felt her drop in very much this morning, holding me steady. So yeah, being human is the art. How are we with each other? How kind, how generous, how forthright, how clear are we being with one another? My mom was great at that. We always knew where we stood with her. Always loving, fierce, but loving. Never doubted that for a moment. So as we land here, and being human means we're playing with the elements, means that we are here for sensations, feelings, and from that feelings and sensations are also born from perception, and perception or perspective is born from how we think, how we choose our thoughts. I believe that. I find that once I understood that choice was the most incredible gift, and that every moment is a choice, how we perceive and act in it is based on the thought we landed with. And it's really, for me, comes back to the basic, the simplicity of engaging the spirit of the elements and nature and the wisdom. Um, it's kind of just coming back to basics. The wisdom of this and the simplicity is fire, that is the energy of desire, passion. It's also destructive, but it's productive in that. It creates new life. It helps us digest. Fire has so much wisdom. An air that gives us life, air, breath, wind. Oh, the winds of change, I like to say. It teaches us acceptance. And the more we lean into wind and let it ruffle our feathers and allow our wings to lift, it can help us soar. So the spirit of wind, I have learned to really drop in with wind as like a sister and such a beautiful spirit. And then the element of water. Water is so sacred. Water is life. Water is transformable. It's always transforming. And it's in every cell of our body. It's in the blood in our veins. It's the rivers, the lakes, the ponds, the ocean, and the ebb and the flow of it all. There's so much wisdom, and I feel there's a resting pause, that if we engage the spirit of water, that there's a natural flow that we can land in, be like the turtles that sort of just find the tides and ride the tides, ride the waves like dolphins. Thank you, spirit of water. The spirit of earth, so steady, and who I want to honor for this playground that we are on, this moment that we are belonging to, that is held by Gaia, Mother Earth, is so generous, so nourishing, so steady. Gosh, gravity holds us here. You know, we are just a reflection of nature. Nature is a reflection of us. We are not apart. Constant teaching of cacao, of the trees. So I honor what's above and below and within and in all the directions. So just presencing that for myself. I can feel my nervous system settling. I can feel my engagement coming back to this reality. I went pretty deep this morning. And today I'm going to read from the book because it's just me. We've been playing with all my friends in the park and on the mountain. And there's more of that to come because my life is full with the most incredible people and community. And I want to share all of that. I want to share my perspective and take what works for you and leave the rest, and just come join me on this ride where we're just being human, ordinary beings. And let's see what the animal kingdom has to share with us this morning. I am busy with a portal painting that I started in community on the 21st of November. Oh my gosh. It was the 21st of December. Sorry, that was like a 6-hour beautiful retreat space, and we sat in circle, 8 of us. It was a potent number, painting these big portals. The art medicine is very, very real, and I have spent a year diving deep into learning more about how to hold the space and the energy and the grid for us all to create our portals for the next coming, and all the different ways we can play with color and form and light codes and in community, and just let spirit take form through color. Really fun. I'm working on that today some more. It's an ongoing process. It's called me back. I thought I was done. It called me back. Oh my gosh, of course it is. It's the dolphin. Oh my gosh, it's my family. Oh, it makes me want to cry. Gosh. Whew. So the dolphin. Think for a minute, what does the dolphin bring to you? But it's about uniqueness, healing, and intuition. Dolphins. So see if this resonates for you. There are times in our lives when we feel as if we do not belong. We feel different and sometimes not normal. See this as a positive rather than a negative. The dolphin is a peaceful and mysterious creature. It has highly advanced perceptive and communicative abilities and has been known to heal using sonar techniques. It is time for you to realize that you have awareness and abilities that go beyond the physical. In acknowledging and using these, you can move away from the comfort zone towards new and uncharted waters. We are all energy beings, and by using energy, we can be more sensitive to others, more perceptive, and even become aware of our ability to heal ourselves and others. Your desire to be of service to others and to help those in need should be made manifest by finding the best way to learn or practice the techniques that could assist you in achieving your goal. Communicate your needs in a strong yet subtle way now, and listen to your own intuition. Take pride in your uniqueness and do what comes naturally. Thank you, Spirit of the Dolphins. I think I was a dolphin. Part of me is dolphin. I love swimming in the ocean. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I get extra giddy when I see the dolphins in the bay. I'm that person that's jumping up and down on the beach, waving and saying, hello, hello. Like they can really hear me. I believe they can. So yeah, see how that resonated for you. And I believe we are at chapter 7 of Finding My Bones, a fantastical memoir of my endless metamorphoses and all the lessons I've learned. I wrote this over a period of about 3 years. I lived this over a period of 40 and more. And yeah, it was a book I wrote mostly for myself to kind of see where I was and kind of encapsulate my work as a metamorphosis practitioner and how what my offering is in the world, so that I can be of service to life and my community and whoever I encounter. And in writing it, so many wonderful memories came back, and my understanding of myth and the language of metamorphosis and life. And so it's almost like a transmission from another deeper part of myself that gave it found its voice here. So as we go through this, that part of me becomes more prominent, and I share the story of um, the myth of La Loba is weaved into my understanding, because I love speaking in myth and symbolism, using nature as a metaphor always as the greatest teacher we have. And you'll hear that weaved into actual stories that happened to me. And we just came through Scotland, where it was a great adventure. And I continue to write about that time that I spent just as a traveler, a vagabond, a young human on this planet, just finding my way and my freedom. So chapter 7. When I saw her in London feeding the birds in Trafalgar Square, I knew I was following my path. That evening, walking down the farm lane back to the livery yard, I caught sight of something glittering white, another bone. My collection was growing. I saw her more that year than any other, and my joy and exhilaration deepened with each sighting. With a jolt, I landed back in London. The Scottish Isles, their hills and cliffs, still lingered in my thoughts, with their gentle knowing. But reality pulled me swiftly back to the mucking horse manure at the livery yard, just in time to not get fired. I had traveled through the night, running down the lane to change into my yard clothes, acting as if I had never left. I was less bothered now by the glances of others, by their understanding or lack thereof of me. I found solace in the company of horses, their steady presence a grounding force. Under the shade of a tree, I taught myself to play the saxophone. The saxophone intrigued me. It gave me my first experience of truly hearing my own breath. The sound was familiar and intimate. As a child, I had been told I should not sing. I took that message to heart and my heart broke. But I had always longed to communicate musically, and the saxophone became my voice. It was fun to play, but hard to learn, and the challenge thrilled me. Writing came easily then. My words flowed onto paper in moments of quiet contemplation. Encounters with strangers revealed the freedom I had been seeking. I spoke freely, unburdened by worry over consequences. Conversations became mirrors of my own expansion, and I felt the shift happening on a visceral level. I broke my contract with the livery yard, knowing I would have to face the consequences. But the calling, or I should say, and the calling for what lay ahead was stronger. I quit the grooming life and set out once more. I traveled to Barbados, Manchester, France, Belgium, Germany, and across England and Wales. The path revealed itself as long as I kept moving. I learned to listen, to simply ask, where should I take you next? And trust the answer that came. Chaos. It is part of the beauty and the mystery of the universe, the rhythm of its evolution. Searching for order does not birth creativity. Ooh, that's very appropriate for these times, isn't it? Searching for order does not birth creativity. I needed to hear that again. Okay. Looking too hard for patterns only leads you in circles. I am in awe of the events of my life. Breaking them down into life-changing moments does not reveal more or explain much. It is simply a manifesto of experience, an ongoing adventure in this human form, in this world that I create anew each day. Out of chaos, nature forms a dancing wave, a creation that evokes emotion. In our human experience, guidance arises in the spaces between, leading us into transformation when we surrender without judgment. There is no need to fix anything. Simply be present as a witness. Oh my gosh, I had this really big thought last night before I went to bed. Just imagine for a moment if we all collectively, every single human on the planet, suddenly forgot where we come from, how we got here, all of our history, and we just suddenly woke up where we are, what is in our hands, what are we busy with, what are we doing here, and feel a sensation of awe for what we find ourselves in. Now, some of us are holding a gun. Some of us are holding immense power. Some of us are holding nothing. Some of us are in incredible pain. Some of us are elated. Some of us have a paintbrush. Some of us have a pen. Some of us a hammer. What if we just suddenly forgot why we're holding all of it and drop it and see what is in front of us? Is it a tree, a person, an animal, a piece of paper? and turn looking for one another in kindness and love. It's my dreaming mind just looking for a moment. What would happen? What is the potential for if we did not scratch open this wound that is busy trying to heal and grow something new? I don't know exactly what I'm saying. I am just having a moment where I think we're all craving reprieve from the story, this old story that we just keep retelling. And there's so much pain created by it. So I had this moment where I just like dreamed for a minute. What if we all forgot and woke up and went and started fresh? Just gave each other a fresh start, completely fresh start. Like we don't know each other. It's beginner's mind. We have no stake. We have nothing to lose. We have nothing to gain. We get to just create an experience where we are. Anyway, sorry, tangent. That's what goes on in my mind sometimes. Okay, last page of this chapter. Everything is constantly repeating, yet nothing is ever the same. This is creativity. Rest in the repetition, but revel in the uniqueness of each moment, each unfolding version of life, of self. I have always found myself in nature. As a child, I walked through our garden, wandered the fields at school, breathed in the ocean air on family beach vacations, hiked in the mountains, and felt the untamed pulse of South African bushveld. In these landscapes, my mind had freedom. I conversed with the mystery of it all, seeing in nature the metaphor for my inner life, for my connection to the divine. My belief has never wavered. It has changed vocabulary a few times, but never content. I found my creativity as a writer during my time of complete autonomy. I wrote and it was easy. Sometimes I was quiet and the sentences were short. I painted, scribbled, and sought guidance in the motion of my hands. Darkness overwhelmed me, yet sustained my light within. The constant glare of light exhausted me, but in darkness, my eyes would adjust and clarity would emerge. My knowing would sharpen. The quiet, the unknown, the beauty of the dark intrigued me. Chapter 7. Wow. Kind of needed to hear all that this morning. It's really soothing. Thank you. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for just taking this pause for yourself and, well, being here with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you keep coming back and we get to just be in this conversation. If you have questions, ideas, have a comment that can refresh my perspective, I'm so open to it. Please drop it in. I am a student. I like to experiment with life and try new thoughts and see how they land and change my perspective or my feeling and my interaction with this world. So I'm open. Subscribe, like, don't like, whatever you want. I'm sending you so many love beams and light if you're open to receiving it. Much love.